What happens when you treat a business the same way they treat their customers? When Premium Towing kept my car after I tried to get it back 3 times, I decided to become their best customer. I'd parked my car, a white Lexus, in the same spot I pay $180 monthly for. But then I woke up the next day and the car was gone, replaced by a towing sign. Called the towing company. The guy sounded surprised. You have a monthly permit? That's definitely a mistake. Come down with your documentation and we'll release it right away. No charge for errors. Took an Uber there. Different person at the window. That's $400 for release. But someone just said no charge for mistakes. I don't know who told you that. It's $400. Slightly annoyed, but figured I'd try again. Came back next day with bank statements. New woman, really sympathetic. Oh, this is terrible. You're absolutely right. Let me get my manager. Manager looked at my papers. Sorry. Once it's in our system as a violation, I can't change it. But I'll waive the storage fees if you pay now. Just $400. Now I was pissed. You want to illegally tow my car and then claim you're doing me a favor by only making me pay $400? Alright, game is on. I had 3 weeks of vacation time left, and what better way to use it than to teach these people a lesson? The next morning, I called them back, but not to talk about my car, to request their services. Hi, I need a tow truck at 425 Ginger Street. There's an abandoned car blocking my driveway. 20 minutes later, their truck shows up. The driver spent half an hour searching for a non-existent address because I'd given him a fake house number. As soon as he returned, I called again. Sorry, I meant 452 Ginger. My mistake. The driver went back out, another 30 minutes wasted. That afternoon, I called again. There's a car with hazards on blocking the fire lane at Costco. Needs immediate towing. They dispatched immediately because fire lanes mean big money. The driver searched the entire Costco parking lot for 45 minutes. No car. I started mapping out their response patterns. Morning shifts had 2 trucks. Afternoon had 3. Each call cost them gas, time, and made them miss actual real jobs. On day 3, I expanded my operations. A Camaro with flat tires and handicapped spot at Target. No plates. Spent an hour searching. A Challenger looks abandoned at the mall. Been there for days. Another hour wasted. By the end of week 1, I'd made 17 false calls. Each one during peak hours. Each one sending them to opposite ends of the city. Then they started recognizing my voice. Is this about your Lexus? What Lexus? There's an illegally parked truck at... They hung up on me before I could finish. So I recruited some backup. My poker buddies, my gym friends, even my neighbor Tom was eager to help once he heard what I was doing. He personally called about a luxury car blocking his driveway and kept them there for 90 minutes insisting it had just been there. Maybe they missed it, telling them to check again. We had 15 people rotating calls, sometimes 5 a day, sometimes 10. The dispatcher started screaming at anyone calling about tows. Their Yelp reviews tanked from angry real customers who couldn't get through. My spreadsheet showed we'd cost them around $8,000 in wasted operations. My phone rang while I was scheduling the next wave of fake calls. Mr. Taylor, this is Jack Torino. I own Premium Towing. Finally, someone who doesn't follow a script. Hi, Jack. His voice was tight, like he was grinding his teeth. My dispatcher tells me we've responded to 43 false calls. That's a federal crime, in case you didn't know. I already knew how to respond. Can you prove they were false? I genuinely believed those cars needed towing. Just like your driver genuinely believed my legally parked car needed towing. He went silent, but I could hear him breathing heavily, almost like he was trying to control his anger. You're that guy from the garage, the one with the Lexus, the one your employees lied to 3 times? Yeah, that's me. More heavy breathing. Look, you're destroying my business. My drivers are threatening to quit. We're hemorrhaging money. What the hell do you want? His voice cracked on the last part. Simple. My car returned immediately. No charge. Written apology admitting the illegal tow. And refunds for everyone you've illegally towed from my garage. Jesus Christ, do you know what you're asking? That could be dozens of people. I just laughed in response. Then you shouldn't have illegally towed dozens of cars. Another pause. When he spoke again, his voice was defeated. Alright, your car will be back within the hour. Keys in the visor, and I'll review the other tows from that location. My car was back in its spot within 40 minutes. Washed and detailed with a formal apology letter on the dashboard. But that was just the beginning. Over the next 2 weeks, 14 neighbors got refund checks for illegal tows. Total returned $6,200. My neighbor Susan cried when she got her $400 back. Said Premium had towed her 3 times last year from her paid spot. But the best part came a month later when I saw in the local paper that Premium lost their city contract after an investigation into predatory practices. Jack's trying to sell the business now. Posted on Craigslist. No buyers.